Alright, today's notes are about graphing to solve a system. So we've been doing a lot with graphing lately, and we're going to keep on with that. Our situation is that there's this rapper who's trying to choose between different recording studios, and each studio has different kinds of fees associated with it. So the first two studios we're looking at, the first one has a $2 per song plus $1 fee for materials, and the other company has a $1 per song plus $5 for materials for a CD. And so we're trying to figure out which company our little rapper should use. So the first step is to write an equation for each one and graph them. So if we're going to start with the Quadrant Music Company, $2 per song plus a $1 fee, then our equation would be y equals 2x plus 1. And then you can go ahead and graph that on the big graph on the left. And then your next equation, if it's $1 for each song plus $5 for materials, that will be y equals x plus 5. And then you're going to go ahead and graph that also. So your graph should look something like this. And then question number 3 says if she purchases blank songs, the cost will be blank at both recording companies. So we want to know when the cost is going to be the same. So what number of songs makes the cost of both companies the same? So we can use our graph to figure that out. We can use the table to figure that out. Trying to get my little pins to come up. So if we're looking at the graph, we're looking for the intersection point, which in this case would be 4, 9 right here. So the intersection is at 4, 9, so that would be the x of 4, which would be 4 songs, and the cost would be $9. If we're looking at the table, we're trying to find when y1 and y2 are the same, which is here the highlighted row, 4, and then both of the y's are 9. Then number 4 says if she purchases blank songs, the cost will be less at Quadrant Music Company. So this is Quadrant, and Quadrant is less money in these numbers. So if we're purchasing less than 4 songs, the cost will be less at Quadrant. Number 5, if we purchase more than 4 songs, the cost is less at Slope. We can also see that if we're looking at the graph. So Quadrant is the lower line if we're purchasing less than 4 songs. And then once they intersect, then Slope Recording Company becomes the lower line, which would mean it would be less money after 4 songs. So number 6 is which company should she use? So we have to think about that if she's making a demo CD, chances are it's not going to be a demo CD of 1 song. That would be a single. So she's probably wanting to record more than 4 songs. So in that case, Slope Recording Company would be the cheaper option. Number 7, the intersection point for the graphs of the equations is 4, 9. This means that the x value of 4 and the y value of 9 simultaneously satisfy both equations. That just means 4, 9 in this equation and 4, 9 in this equation, and the simultaneously means at the same time. So it's the solution to both equations. And you have a space to verify it algebraically, so you're going to plug in the x and the y into each equation to be sure that it does indeed work out. And this is what it should look like. So 2 times 4 plus 1 is 9, and 4 plus 5 is 9. And then the very bottom, the intersection point of the graphs of these equations is the solution to the system of linear equations. Alright, so now we're going to compare 2 different companies, starting with number 8. We have Discrete Music Designs is $3 per song. Linear Tunes Unlimited is 4 for each song. Sorry, a materials fee of $4, and then each song is $3 to record. So that first company, $3 per song, would have the equation y equals 3x, and then the second company, $4 fee, and $3 for each song to record is 3x plus 4. So go ahead and graph those two equations. And I hope that you notice that they're parallel lines. It's a set of parallel lines. And it is parallel because the slopes are the same. So before you even graphed it, I hope you realized that they would be parallel because we have a 3 for a slope here and a 3 for a slope here. Same slope, parallel. Can't forget about those things. So when the graphs of the equations are parallel, there's no solution to the system of linear equations. So in this case, these two companies are never going to cost the same amount. Because if I want to buy 10 songs, it's going to cost me $30 here, and it's going to be the same price to record, and I always have to pay this $4 fee at the other company. So it doesn't matter which one, how much I'm going to record, the Discrete Music Designs is always going to be cheaper because they have the same price per song, but there's no fee here and there is a fee here. And then our last example is $4 per song plus a fee of $1, and then a fee of $6 and it's $4 to record. But this month there's a $5 discount of the materials fee. So let's talk about this first one. $4 per song plus a fee of $1 be 4x plus 1. This one, there's a fee of $6, $4 for each song, and there's a $5 discount off the fee. So it's $4 per song, $6 fee, and then the $5 discount of the fee. So before we can graph the second one, we need to do some combining like terms. So go ahead and do that and graph those two equations. So when you did the combining like terms, we ended up with plus 1 again. So we actually have the exact same line. So the slopes and the y-intercepts are the same, and so are the graphs. So they both end up being exactly the same. So because it's the same line, there are infinitely many solutions to a system of linear equations whose graphs are the same line. So again, if I was going to buy 10 songs from this company, it'd be $40 to record. This would be $40 to record. They have a $1 fee, so I'd pay them their $1 for $41. I'd pay them their $6, and they give me a $5 discount, so it's $1. So it doesn't matter how many songs I buy, both companies are always going to cost the exact same amount because of this $5 discount. So we have, if I have two lines that intersect in one point, there's going to be one solution. If I have parallel lines, there's no solution. If there's one line, there's infinite solutions. And so we'll do an ISN thing for our notes when we get back to class. But that is it for today.